Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Universal Design Fast Facts series. Today we'll be covering the last session of our series. It is session 12, and we'll be talking about Canvas accessibility. We kept Canvas to the last because everything like the first 11 sessions are like the boons to make Canvas accessible. And I would like to give you a quick introduction or about this workshop, how it started. So we still actually provide a 6 hours workshop that is hands-on with a certificate of attendance, which I highly recommend that you come and attend. We give computers to our attendee, and we provide them with documents that are not accessible. Microsoft Word and PowerPoint, PowerPoint, as well as PDF files, and we work together in making those accessible, which gives a better idea of what is universal design, what is accessibility. Um, then we thought, okay, it is difficult for end users to commit for 6 hours. We had multiple cases where attendee comes for the first 3 hours and just leave, and it's just difficult for them to come again. And that's why we broke this down to 12 sessions, and hopefully that worked better for some of you. I still encourage that you come to the 6 hours. It's through HR. We have one coming in October. My name is Khalil Kshir. I am the Assistive Technology Specialist here at the Office of Disability Services. And what I do, I help with students with disability using assistive technology and finding the correct assistive technology. Also, as you can see, we provide here workshops that help also faculty provide accessible and universal design content. With me today is Katie Monti. She is our ADA project coordinator. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Halil. Good morning, everyone. My name is, as said, is Katie. I've been with the university for over 15 years, and I've worked with students, directly with students with disabilities as a counselor. But for the last 5 years, I've served as the ADA project coordinator. So I help to make sure that the services the campus provides, whether it's physical, programmatic, electronic, are done in a way that are compliant with federal and state laws, and also are as accessible and inclusive to everyone as possible. So,
Thank you. Okay, so let's start. The objective of this workshop, we expect that by the end of this workshop, you will be able to create Canvas pages that are accessible, and you will be able to use accessibility features that normally comes with Canvas. And this is our agenda. It is a long agenda. Hopefully, we'll cover that in 15 minutes as promised. Um, First thing that you should know about Canvas, that it is accessible out of the box, and it is certified as an accessible product by WebAIM. WebAIM is one of the organizations that provide this kind of certificates, and they provide also training in accessibility and hints and tips and so forth. And WebAIM stands for Web with Accessibility in Mind. So it is good that the product comes out of the box accessible. Our duty or our part is to keep it accessible by uploading accessible documentations, and also making sure that whatever we do in the course can remain accessible for our students. Therefore, one of the things that you have to keep in mind when creating a course, that you should use extensions and plugins that normally come to improve Canvas, or to add a feature for students, or maybe an instructional tool, that these tools are accessible, whether if it is an extension or a plugin. And we highly recommend that you work directly with CTL before asking your student to use that tool. Contact CTL. You also can contact us here in the disability services, but CTL is the one that is taking care of Canvas, and also they have great instructional designers who can help you actually design your course, make sure that it is accessible, and also they can help you find the correct tool if the one you found is not accessible. Also, we highly recommend that when you upload PDF files, Word file, PowerPoint, uh, any uploads that goes to your course should be accessible before uploading. And we already covered these topics like PDF file or Word or PowerPoint in multiple sessions before that, and also in the 6-hour session. And it is alone is hours, like if we want to cover those. Remember always that Canvas has an online support that is available 24/7. And when you go to canvas.uncc.edu, you'll find this information in their website. Now, Canvas comes with two accessibility checkers. One that you can see when you create your page, when you are working with the HTML editor tool. All right. So when you are creating that page and you are in your HTML accessible in your HTML editor tool, all the way at the bottom there's an icon right here that is like a man. If you click on that, it will give you an errors. Like for example, this image doesn't have an alt text, and you can immediately add the alt text and click apply. And when you run out of errors, no more accessibility errors on that specific page, you will get these nice balloons. You'll take them home. Yeah. So I have actually. Let me see if I can show you quickly. Where is that? So here, this is one of the pages. If I click pages, for example, let's just leave this pages. If I go to testing accessibility, so we have this image. If I click edit, all right, all right. So right, this image doesn't have an alt text. That was intentionally made just for this course. You see, this is the icon. If you click on that, it will give you that it is missing an alt text. And once you add the alt text, it should give you that balance. I will not add it because I use that for my training. So I hope that you get the idea now. All right. Let's move on. Also in Canvas, if you scroll to the left side, all right, these like links, you will find accessibility checker that comes with Canvas. This accessibility checker will check your Canvas course completely, one course at a time. So the previous tool was checking only one page. This one checks the whole course. All right, it is very useful tool. They call it UDOIT, which stands for the Universal Design Online Content Inspection Tool. You can see here, this is how it look like as a tool. You select the options that you want to examine. Normally, I recommend that you keep them as they are. Otherwise, you will miss some of these checking. I mean, it will check the assignment, the discussion. If you take one of them, it will be unchecked. Okay, then you'll get these results, and when you click on the result, you will see more details on how to fix, why it is wrong, who it will impact. Sometimes it will give you the standard, the matching standard, and so forth. So I highly recommend that you start when you are creating a course. First in the page, you click on that little icon, accessibility check, to check that specific page on the spot while you are creating the page. When you are done with the course, go to this icon, the accessibility checker, and click on it, and that will go through the whole course and check it for you. So I'll move on. Another hint that is very important, that you keep your content in the correct links or menu link. You see in the left side, there is announcement, grade, people, chat, lockdown browser, my career files, outcome, quizzes, and so forth. There's a long list. Do not just add the items on the files, for example, and keep them on only one location. Try to use and take advantage of these categories. I believe you can even add new links and name them the way you want. For example, assignments. For example, maybe chapter 1 assignments, chapter 2 assignments. The more clear you are for students, the easier for them to access. Remember, we are talking about universal design. We are not talking about people with disability. So we had complaints when students, especially blind, when they complain that when they log in and they go to the link, they cannot find the content they expect, simply because it was kept in another location. We also highly recommend that you work with CTL. I keep repeating that because they are a great source for you. They can help you organize your course and make it accessible as well. The HTML editor, which I showed you in a moment ago, which is right here. We have a screenshot of it. Comes with great tools that can help your course become more accessible and universal design. One of the important tools that you should use is right here. It's called the styles or ready-made format. So from here, you can select the heading. The heading represent your titles and represent the structure of your document. And we can see that it starts with heading level 2. The reason for that heading level 1 represents the title of your document or your page. That's why it comes right here as a title with heading level 1. Then as you are building your page, you start with heading level 2, which is a subsetting of heading level 1, and you continue. If one of these heading level 2 has a subheading, that would become heading level 3. We cover that in another session. I'm just trying to repeat myself just so you guys can get the point. So it's very important to use these headings to structure your document and make it accessible. If you are using images, you should add alternative text to images. The reason for that, people who are blind use a screen reader, which reads everything on the screen for them. And the screen reader does not read images, does not know what's inside the image, does not know why you use that image. So that's why you should add an alternative text. This is a manual duty or manual task that you should do when you are using your images. And the best one who can add an alternative text is you, because you are a subject matter. You know why you use that image. No one else can predict why you use that image. I can see the image, I can understand what it contains, but you are the one who knows exactly what do you want to, what you want your student to see in that image. This is the question here. And to do that, you will go to the same HTML HTML editor, and you click on the embedded icon, and you will go and select your image. We have the steps right here. So first, you can upload the images as you wish to the files. Okay, then in the HTML editor, you click on the triangle here, the small triangle, and that will give you this list. You click on course image, then that will add the image for you. Now, that image doesn't have an alt text. To add an alt text or to change it, you will have to hover over the image. You'll see image options, and that when you click on it, it will give you a lot of options, one of which is alt text. This is where you add your alternative text. And if it is a decorative background, decorative, something that you use just for decor, you should select this option, which is decorative images or decorative image. And you click done when you are done. You also can create tables on Canvas to present your data. The table normally have a header row and header column. Make sure you specify those header row and header column. Now, what I found that it is kind of difficult to make it to select and specify the header row and header column. That's why when you create the table, add your content, like the data in the table, then click the accessibility checker, the little icon, and that will give you the error. Then from there, you'll be able to specify that this cell, for example, is a header cell. Okay, by clicking the cell properties, then you say that this is a header. All right, and you specify, is it a row header or a column header? And if there's time, I'll give you a quick demo on Canvas. We also sometimes you will provide also video and audio in your courses. Make sure that your audio and video, they have captions, especially the video has a caption and the audio has a transcript. And normally these captions are .srt file, and .srt file stands for subtitle resource tract. This is automated for you, okay? In the meaning that when you upload your video, Canvas automatically will create will create a subtitle, a caption for you. But this is automated, which means it could have errors. That's why you should read proof it and fix these errors before publishing. Otherwise, you will convey wrong information. A small error could change the whole meaning. So the steps that you need to follow, you log into Canvas, you go to your course and you go to My Media. Then you click Add New to upload a video. Then once you upload the video, you click on it and then you go to caption. When you click on the actions, you'll see caption enrich. Then when you click on that, you'll see that your caption was already made. All right. And to update the or to correct that, hold on, let me just go back a minute. So this bin, this is where you can update or correct your captions. I will go on. You can also change the language. This is one of the good features in Canvas. So by requesting another caption, again, it is automated, okay? But now you can specify Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. I believe these are the only two languages available as in addition to English. Make sure you read proof it by going to action, click edit, then you click on caption, you'll get this menu, you'll get on captions, you'll see the caption, you see this is the SRT file. You can download right from here if you want the file. And if you want to edit, you click on edit. And when you do that, you'll see your caption has a timestamp, as you can see here. And as you read, if you find an error, you click on it and fix it on the spot. Then you click save. It is highly recommended that you save each time because it is not auto save. So if you spend an hour and something goes wrong with the website, disconnect the internet or the computer, you lose your correction. You also can download this file, as I mentioned, by clicking on the icon. Or if you have your own captions, maybe you have it by a student worker who works for you or through YouTube or any source, you can upload those, and the end user, your student, can select. So they can have multiple captions and they can select the correct one or the one that you recommend, or you can delete the one you don't want and keep only the one that you want.
Just to add real quick, when you're editing your captions from auto captions to better captions, you also want to check for your punctuation, because sometimes the punctuation is good depending on how well the software has picked up your voice. But you might want to make sure things have periods so you don't have a lot of run-on sentences, things are capitalized, etc.
I'd like to add, which is not in the slides, if you are presenting online, all right, and you are recording your lecture using, for example, Zoom, especially Zoom. For example, like today, I presented and I recorded this. What you should select, there are two options. If you go up in the menu, you'll see record to the desktop or record to the cloud. Okay, if you select to the cloud, it will be uploaded to your Canvas course. Okay, I'm not sure, I'm not an instructor, so I have only a sandbox course. But in your case, maybe it will be uploaded to sandbox course, or probably it will be uploaded to the media, which is shared by all courses. And that is good because it will save you time uploading. Not only that, once it is uploaded to Canvas, you will get the caption automatically. So I'd like to conclude here. So make sure that you upload accessible material to your course, whether it is Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or PDF file. Use the rich content editor accessibility checker, which is a small icon beneath, to check within the page. Also use the accessibility checker that comes for the whole course. You do it. It is called You Do It. when you are creating your page, make sure you use the ready-made style to specify headers, header levels. If you are using pictures, if it is not a decorative one and you want to convey something on it, this is an alternative text that should be provided so people who are blind can know what you are presenting. Uh, add captions to your videos and transcripts to your audio files. Always consult CTL. Okay, they have great structural designers. They are good in accessibility, and they can help you design and organize your course and make it accessible. And that is the end of our workshop. I'm going to stop the recording for now. Then we will take your questions. Also, we'll provide you a quick demo. Let me stop recording.